The whole thing started when I came here with Jane Bonnet last year. Then there I had the opportunity, the same, to work with a student, but was only a very short opportunity because it was only for a day. And it was, I have, on my hands, I have pianists, percussionists, basically I have so many different people, and of course, very short time. And then that's when I approached Bob and say, hey, I would love really to do this, and with the students, and I give them a plan. And then once the school approved it, then I finalized it with Arturo and say, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
Well, I didn't exactly know what to expect. Elio was here before, and for me, I've been in Canada before, but not really in this area. I've been more on the East Coast, and so I didn't know exactly what to expect.
Good afternoon. I think I recognize a few faces from last time I was here, right? So we're gonna start with, I'm gonna play something for you guys that is, as you might know, when the Africans came to America, they came instrumentless. They were not allowed to bring anything, right? And so they had to replace things by what they found, and they had to recreate the drum by memory too. Yeah, this is to me, this is very special. This sound is just bring me home like so quickly. I was born in San Luis. It's a town in Pinar del Rio in Cuba. How the music got into me was because next to my backyard in my house, there was a backyard of the Casa de Cultura, which is a center for community art education that everybody's free to go. And every single rehearsal for the town activities, carnivals, they were done on that cultural center. And then I used to just lean against the wall and look at the rehearsal, and I was fascinated by what I hear.
I'm from Santiago de Cuba. I grew up in a very musical family, very artistic family. There was a lot of parties around when I was growing up, and the town as well there was a lot of folkloric music and traditional Cuban music. And then later I went to music school, and from there it was just a logical conclusion.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is cool because this is a preparation, so that way we know what we're facing here. What? Facing you guys, right? Here we go. One, two, subdivision. Ta 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 ta.
I actually haven't been playing drums for that long, but I think this is my 5th year. I came into Grant MacEwan right out of high school. We had a jazz combo come here, or come to our high school rather, just show our music students what it was all about. I didn't think I wanted to do music before I saw those guys play.
Oh, by the way, this is very funny. He was a pianist, and he's now a percussionist. I was a percussionist, and now I'm a pianist. So anyway.
That's why I'm black.
It's gonna be a long week. I think it's good to separate right now. The general idea was actually, I didn't want it just to be a residency about Cuban music. I wanted to be a residency, we wanted to be a residency that was more, almost a representation of how we see music. Because we don't see music only through a Cuban lens. We see music through a much broader musical lens. Because we have interest in many different genres in music, and at the same time, those interests are the interests who form us as an artist. Yeah. And I think most of the students here at the school, I thought they will benefit from it. And it goes perfect with the project because we have this project called Dos y Más, and And the project is basically about exactly what we're doing right now. It's not just about Cuban music, but it's about jazz and classical music and music from all the Americas, and how the integration of all these genres into our playing and into our music, and how we use whatever we access to all of our background as in our education in Cuba and elsewhere, and just put it into place and present it in a way that is unique and personal. The most important port, you like my Cuba? The most important port of Cuba was in Havana, and then in Matanzas, which is like all that, right? And then in Oriente, over here, Santiago. So the rest of the island was basically, there was nobody there. The danzón was developing in here in the 1800s, and then here was developing the song also at the same time. In 1909, the president, he sent the army from Havana to Santiago, and the army from Santiago to Havana. And that's how the song got into Havana. It took a year. The song got into Havana in 1910.
We played together for many years in different settings. We accompany different jazz stars, and I play a little bit with Elio's bands or some of his projects. He played with some of my projects as well. And they have been always a great chemistry between us, musically and personally as well. So, in one of those tours, I told him, you know what, we should put this into a record. So he liked the idea a lot, and when we found the right moment, we went for it. So we recorded this album a few months ago. So this Residency came in a perfect moment, because we can develop the project as well here with the students. Ba, 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 ba. Now, you know that when you hear that one beat, it goes with the third beat of the clarinet. Okay, perfect. So now we're gonna add a little bit more, okay? This is where it starts getting tricky, okay? Finger, palm, finger. So let's do it now with a space in the middle. Check it out. You're gonna do it. And and now let's take the and away, and then we're gonna wait 2 beats after that. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, great. Now we're gonna add the last detail, so it'll be like. Now let's alternate the 2 beats with the 1 open beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm having a great time. The students here are very motivated, very talented, and they just want to get everything. You can feel how they're like, they're enjoying sharing this moment with us, and they're, I think, having a good time as well, and learning and enjoying it. The piece we're writing as well for us to perform, I really would like to include as many of you as possible in that piece.
to is really friendly. He's a really great person. He has no problem showing people how to work or how to work around different things, what he's doing in his patterns. He's more than willing to answer all sorts of questions.
You're busy. Is that those instruments are tough. All right, let's try.
It's really cool having him here and so willing to do everything, because some people will come and they don't really want to teach. They're just there because they're going to make some money, but you can tell he's just so excited about these kids picking up instruments and doing what he does.
2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So that automatically, you're not getting in the way or anything, and you're supporting, you're making like a backbone and a backbeat that everybody can nod to it automatically. Now what happens is that for you to blend better, an arranging thing going on that maybe there's nothing written for the drum set, but you have to fill in. That's where you cannot do tiki 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 bass, because then everything is like they're gonna like shoot you. That's the moment when you go like and you do some Afro-Cuban break that comes from the timbale, from the rumba tradition, or from the folklore. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a clave.
So now, I want to hear you guys play. You know what? Sit on the piano. Come on. Sit on the piano. And you know what?
My name is Cameron Brown, and originally I'm from Trinidad in the Caribbean, and I've been here since about 2005, so about 6 years now. My musical background, I've been playing since about 8 years old. I grew up playing in church, and then a little later in my life I started taking classical music, and that was pretty confusing for me. And I was actually doing sciences before, and then I just realized that music is what I really want to do.
Real, conversation where you don't have to really do like, it could be like that too, but also could be like, like almost like if you, because when we have a conversation, sometimes we interact like that, but sometimes you go like, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, and then in the middle of my phrase, it's the same thing. We are not playing any particular tunes. Any lady can make it. Come on, freshman, whoever. It's just a playing.
So my name is Talisa Caulfield. I've been playing the piano all my life. I started when I was about 4 years old. My parents are both very musical, and so they put me into music for young children when I was about 4 years old, and then Royal Conservatory from then on, so classically trained. My dad loves jazz, so I've listened to jazz growing up.
Nice.
Elio today. There was a few kids that had to play for him, and it was scary, but it's really amazing getting to work with these guys.
Woo! Hey. That's great. Whoa. That's so good. I was here before, and but even now, I still get surprises because there's students. I have some students that I get the opportunity to interact with that they're amazing, and like even the session today, the singer who came and sang with us were fantastic. Everybody who approached the stage today was really good. as we play more with them, everything was just sinking in like very nicely. We started creating like this nice communication. There was not anymore we are the teachers and the students, it was just we were a band. I didn't have that before, because before, when I came here the first time, it was more like, okay, I was a teacher, I teach them some rhythms, but I never really got the feel to really play with the students and interact with them and see what their lens so far and how they, see music through their own eyes.
My name's Laura Swanky, and I studied classical piano for most of my grade school age growing up, and I've done a lot of choral singing. I just graduated last year from MacEwan, the vocal performance program, and now I'm doing a third year, so a second diploma in the composition major. I had talked to Elio before the workshop today, and I had mentioned I wanted him to incorporate maybe some melodic improvisation or more vocal focused stuff. So he brought that up in the workshop today, and I didn't say anything at first because I was too scared. So one of the drum teachers, Brian Thurgood, who was sitting behind me, when Elio asked if anybody wanted to go up, and he just kind of nudged me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I know Caravan. So I got up, and it was really kind of scary, but when he said to me, he said right when we started, it's performance, think of it as a performance. It was kind of like a switch went off. I just really tuned everybody out and like really just shut my sort of visual self off. Like I don't even remember seeing anything, and it was just really intense, reactive, and I kind of felt like, it's like they always say that when you should play with people who are better than you to rise to the occasion, and I definitely felt that. Like I felt things coming out of myself that I wouldn't normally feel comfortable doing, just because I was in such an intense musical atmosphere, I guess.
Very cool. Very cool. That's how we do it. The secret sometimes a lot in this is like the more you play with the same guys, the better. And since they've been here pretty much since we started, we're already creating like a very safe environment. They feel comfortable. I'm already adjusting to these guys. I'm gonna take them to New York. Okay. It's just the way I like to sing music. And often when I say to my students, for piano players on every instrument, have to go through the scales and all of the things. But I say at the end of the day, like out there, it doesn't really matter. What matters is basically what comes out of you honestly and.
My favorite thing about Elio is just his character, just the way that he approaches different things. Like we were in the workshop this morning, and he came up and he wrote the rhythms on the board, wrote the melodies on the board, and then he'd just sit down and we'd all huddle around the piano like I guess kindergarten students, and you just stand there and just look at him play. And while he's playing, he'd be explaining different things, what he's doing. He would take the rhythms that we know, and then he would mix in the Afro-Cuban rhythms and stuff like that, and he would tell us when he was about to do it, when he was about to switch, and it was just awesome.
And then you create something with the rhythms, and it's like almost you see the piano as something almost like a new kinds of drums, with all 88 notes of possibilities and harmonics and stuff.
So when they're dancing this thing, they have two knives, and they go like.
I'm deaf in an ear, so it's been a little difficult hearing him, but other than that, he's been great. He he likes to show rather than tell, so that helps quite a bit. He shows us how it's supposed to sound. We'll play it, and he'll tell us that we're doing it wrong, and then we'll do it again.
Believe it or not, I mean, I'm from Cuba and I still do research on my own music because I think the more you dig in, the more things you find. I'm gonna share that with you. It's the first time I ever done this. And what you're gonna see is exactly how they do it in their homes. The dancer is always trying to trick the drummer. Like let's say, play something. You know, like whatever thing I do, then he responds. The guy is dancing with the woman, and then they dancing, and then the guy will do like this to the woman, and then the woman has supposed to cover. What? It was like, oh no, oh my God. In there too? Man. Well, what it means, okay, let me explain. It's a game, it's not necessarily, it's not seen as a sexual thing. Like, I mean, it is sexual, of course. It's a mockery. Okay, any girl volunteer? It's very simple. Anybody? Yeah, come on. There you go. Woo! Bing, 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 pa. There you go. That's it. Right? That's it. And then you keep dancing, and then keep going. And then sometimes the man goes like this, and then we go down, go down. Go down, and then you go in. There you go. You know what? Get up, everybody. Bam, bam. Use this as a bam, 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 bam. Right? Bam. Here you go. Bam, bam. And then. The 6/8 that we all know, that we are familiar with, is this. You go 1. Let's play the same rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's different. It's still 6/8, but it's half different. To me, it's like more funky. It's really good.
Most of the time, you have a couple of drums doing a bass rhythm, and they have some variations and conversations between them, and there's one drum that will improvise. In the folklore, mostly the drums that improvise is the lower pitch one, and then that change eventually when it translated into rumba. The highest pitch drums is the one that improvises, but in folkloric music, the lowest pitch is the one that improvises.
Hold that thought. That's really great. Actually, now that he said that, let me just say this, because that's the difference between Afro-Cuban music and Cuban music. You know, they at some point they wanted to not only increase the style but also add into their music classical pieces. They would in one of those sections, especially in the C section, they would play something by Rachmaninoff, they would play something by, I don't know, Prokofiev, like a melody that everybody recognized, and they would fuse it along with their original music with danzón. Let's play a little bit of the danzón so you can hear
a little bit how this form and how the cinquillo is part of the instruments. But now, in this section, the cinquillo, I'm not gonna be playing this cinquillo anymore on my left hand, but he is gonna be playing that.
Thing is that a lot of classical music was improvised sometimes. You know, a lot of players had a structure that they constantly work with, harmonic patterns, so counterpoint rules and stuff like that. But you know, it's known that a lot of great players like Mozart or Bach, they improvise a lot.
But I think if you have to start with the mindset. The mindset is really, I would say, the most important thing. Because I mean, have you seen like a little kid? Some little kids, when they go and see an instrument, they go like this. Oh, I can play this. And some little kids say, you know, I know how to play the piano. It's like, okay, sit down, and then they go like. You know, that right there is a really great mindset. I bet you that I can bring anyone right now, and I said, you know what? Just don't be afraid. Just play whatever you want to. You know, as a matter of fact, who wants to come here and play this? Go for it. Go, you, go. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm talking about, man. Woo! That's it, brother, man. Thank you. See, it doesn't matter, you know, it's just a mind. It's a mind thing. It doesn't matter where you're sitting on, you know, it's good. That was great, you know. Now you're going to go to I want to be a percussionist. So that was great. That was really good. Thank you. So any question? Yeah?
You get nervous like when you're improvising about screwing up. You know what I mean about messing it up? Are you literally just 100% free? Or
No, I do get, I mean, every time when I'm finished here, I just go to the bathroom and go, oh my God. I mean, one thing is that once you know there's no such thing screwing up, I mean, I know I went through that. It's new things that comes to you that maybe was not something that was expected, and then you embrace it. If in your library, in your mind, you only have 2 books, don't pretend that you have 3 books or 4 books. Just work with those 2 books and enjoy it. Art is an expression. Start with that. And say like, okay, express yourself in a piece of paper and paint something right now. I know you're not Picasso, but it's not about that. It never is about that. It's about you expressing yourself, you know. And that, there's nobody better than you to express yourself.
Experience that we're having with them right now, you know, put it on the piece. Instead of bringing one of Elio's compositions or one of my compositions, be here, get a feel for what the university is about and what the students here are about, and then write on the moment something to perform with them all together.
Yeah, and something that will push them a little bit over the edge, but give them something that give them a little bit of a motivation to continue.
¿Por qué no dividir la melodía?
Yeah.
Sí.
Vamos a hacer. ¿Quién tiene el oboe? Tú tienes el oboe, ¿no? ¿Quién tiene la melodía del oboe?
In English, Elio.
Oh, who has the oboe part?
We include some of the elements that we've been talking to the students. There's elements of jazz, there's elements of classical music, there's elements of Afro-Cuban music, and we try to blend it in a way that comes naturally and that have a natural flow to it, with a little maple syrup.
Yeah, with a little maple syrup. But I'm excited about it because I want to give them a little bit of that. I want them to feel something that maybe they might not feel here. Something I want them to add to their experience, not just to give them something that they're familiar with. I wanted to add to their experience something that is personal, unique, and different. The first rehearsal, I was a little anxious because we not only they have a little time to learn the music, but we also have little time to create a piece, and just alone to put the parts together, it takes a long time. Even though you could write something very quickly, but as many as people as we have here, just to get the parts together will keep you up all night. When we're playing in front of audiences, all it matters is the music, and since that all it matters, we are all in it for the same reason. We are all in it. Students, teachers, whatever, whoever is in the stage, we're there just to make music, and that's where we need to go. Two. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. you so much. You know what I mean? Amazing, right? Come on, get up and do a bow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we don't have an encore, I'm sorry. We were not prepared for that. We can play the B section. Please, as an encore. So, yeah, I mean, I want to really, really thank you guys. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, your effort, your music, your dedication, and everything to put this together. Well, I think I will leave the music here for Bob to, or whoever to maybe sometime in the future do it again. And yeah, thank you. Can we have a come over here? Can we have
grandma?
Yes, we want to have
She's going to get me in another time.
no, but the three of us together.
Yeah.
She's, you know.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Put this over here.
Yeah.
So
Good
here we
job,
are.
guys.
Thank you
know,
so much.
I'm glad you survived. It was they worked incredibly hard. I mean, the amount of energy that you were talking about that the students put in, they were up all night, they were working, they were writing, they're creating. They didn't take a break for the whole time. And yeah.
Not to mention that my last email that I sent to Katie was at yesterday at 4:30 a.m. Like it's almost embarrassing because you don't know. You try to let me just send it, and then I feel really embarrassed. People are like, did you sleep? It's like, why? It's like, well, because you just sent an email 4:30 a.m. It's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, but I mean, we did what we needed to do to get this done.
Yeah.
And it was, for us, was very important. Was more than just a piece of music. Was something that I wanted to give to the students, something really special, and something that belongs to them, because this piece was just written just for them, for their needs, for their own particular use. So I just wanted to do that.
And for students to be involved in the creative process.
Yes.
It isn't always the end product that is the most important. It's the process. It's how you get there. And that's the difference between we could have brought you in for a concert.
That's right.
But that's not the same. There's
Right.
nothing like this. This is where you come, you work with students, you take into consideration the skills and the students themselves, and you create something with them in mind and with them. And that's what this was all about. That was what, and you did a great job. And you guys are really funny too. You guys are just
Yeah, you know what?
hilarious.
We practice more that than we do music.
That's why it's up till 4 in the morning.
We practice. Yeah, we practice. Okay, what? Okay, what we're gonna say? Yet? Oh, we said he suggests something, but like, well, we did that already, so we have to say something else.
Like flashcards that you pull out.
You guys are great.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
and
so
you know,
much.
thank you for sharing all of your, you were sharing things like, for example, those videos you'd never shared with anyone before.
Okay.
I mean, that's great. I mean, that is such
That's
a,
very unique.
absolutely, to actually see and hear you talk about it. I mean, I just, as I said before, I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Oh,
honestly.
that's
Thank you.
great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
So you're going out and partying now, I hear.
it. Yeah. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So,
I think this residency was just the way that it was done. It was a different learning experience than just the regular classes that we have. Instead of piano ensemble where we'd all just come and learn theory and stuff like that. We did all of that, but it was a different way where he showed us something brand new, and then he'd go play it for us, and then we'd talk about it. We talk about the history. And as he was saying, research is very important. That's something I'm going to take away for sure. Just researching the artist of the song what the song actually meant at the time it was written. I think that's very important.
Like they said they might come back for longer. Like that would just be amazing, just to indulge in a certain music style for a longer period of time rather than just kind of being shot in the face with a whole bunch of information.
And then it's just done.
It's kind of like I'm still in shock, in awe about what I just saw tonight and everything. Like,
yeah, like there's still stuff from the first day that I'm still pondering and still trying to figure out, you know, and we're like long past that.
yeah.
And there's all this brand new information every day. It's something new, and it's just so definitely a longer period of time would be better. It's crazy.
We got this away from it,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It's
Signed ticket.
yeah, it's kind of a big deal,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
But I think the concert was just a really good wrap up for the whole week. You know, it's just he brought in a bunch of different styles that we all talked about during the week, so it was really good.
And he interpreted the certain little like motifs that he showed us in class. He incorporated that in his pieces and stuff, and it's like, oh wow, okay, I understand where that came from. I understand where that came from, and the different rhythms that they were playing on the drums. It's like, oh right, oh I remember that rhythm. Like,
Now that it's all done, what would you say is your favorite part overall?
can we say everything? Is everything the best part?
That works.
Elio was saying when you were interviewing him earlier, we were just listening, how you hope that it planted a seed, and I really personally feel like it opened up doors, the whole experience, and really was inspiring.
I feel the same way being a piano player.
Yeah.
And this style of music is so different than what we're used to here, and so definitely opened doors in that way too, in our playing and improvising and stuff.
Yeah, and getting them to like talk about something and then they would demonstrate it, and it was so interactive. That was like we both got to go up and try things with them, and they would critique you and give you like instant feedback, and that
made a big difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cool.
So how did you find the concert? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I was loving it. I couldn't sit still. I was dancing back there and hollering. Oh my goodness, it was very remarkable.
During that like solo breakdown thing, I
Yes.
thought my head was gonna explode because I was right in the middle of like the bass, which had this like intense Montuno thing going on, and then the percussion, and then Elio was soloing, and I was like right in the middle of it, and I seriously thought my head was just like gonna blow up.
That was my favorite.
It was
that
really
was
cool.
amazing.